On the last episode of PlayStation, the Portal came out recently, and some fans were disappointed due to its bad functionality in their homes. Not only that, but the community is constantly being barraged with new powerful consoles that change the standard of portable gaming. Just when the market was getting oversaturated, a forgotten hidden gem was lurking in the shadows, slowly growing its power level and showing unlimited potential that many people started to notice. This beast is none other than the PS Vita. Even though it was a failure after launch, its specs were ahead of its time. But now the real question is, will it survive the next few years? The short answer is yes. It will, and let me tell you why. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. When the Vita was released, it had to compete with heavyweights like the 3DS and later smartphones that began offering mobile games. It was tough out there, and despite all the hype around the PS3 and later the PS4, it just never quite reached the mainstream level of success it deserved. You see, the PS Vita till this day is the perfect medium for a handheld. I say this because when you look at the vast majority of handhelds out there, you'll quickly notice they're either too small and unpowerful or too big but super expensive like the Steam Deck. I mean, sure, you might say I can play most things on my phone, but the problem with that is not many people like to use the touchscreen or carry a Bluetooth controller on the side. The good thing about the Vita is it combines portability, button controller, touchscreen, and performance in the palm of our hands, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Where it actually shines is when it's jailbroken because it has an incredibly active homebrew community. If you're comfortable with modding your console, you can unlock a whole world of possibilities. This means new applications are always coming out, like emulators, so you can play classic games from the NES and Game Boy. You know, it's like having a mini retro arcade in your pocket. And as we speak, there's people currently working on apps like Daedalus to play N64 games, and others like a PS5 remote play called Shikai. It's still a work in progress, but man, if they get it to work with 60 FPS, people are gonna laugh at the Portal. And if you think that's good, oh, it gets better. There's a very popular app called Package, or PKGJ, which essentially is a massive library that has thousands of downloadable games. This includes all the PS1, PSP, and Vita titles. I'm currently playing the Trails of Cold Steel series and Marvel vs. Capcom at the moment, and they're awesome on my Slim version, but I can't help but wonder how good it would be playing it on the first generation with the OLED screen. As it turns out, that display is just as good, if not better, than the one on the Switch. The colors and the sharpness pops, and it's still one of the best screens you can find on a handheld device, even in 2025. My new favorite thing to do now is download ports of random games made for other consoles. You can find a perfect Mario 64 port with a modified camera. When you rotate the right analog in-game, there's a smooth 360 turn instead of the original choppy one. I can't tell you how good it feels playing this at 60 FPS. And there's other games that's been ported like Sonic Mania, Hollow Knight, and Cuphead, and they run nearly perfect. Now when we look at the hardware, I would say one of the things that I found useless was the rear touchpad because of how uncomfortable it was to control some games. Sometimes I found myself touching the analog sticks when I wanted to do certain motions, but everything else like the button layouts and the triggers are really comfortable to use, especially the touchscreen when killing enemies in Killzone or using it to solve problems in Uncharted. When we look at other handhelds out there, most of them don't really have a good OS, and this is where the Vita becomes an aesthetically pleasing choice. We can customize the bubble themes and the intro, and there's even apps like the RetroFlow launcher that allows us to get a different, sleeker look of the games we have. With all of that in mind, this makes the Vita extremely versatile. To be honest, buying it new from a collector or a store is not worth it because it's overpriced. I would say getting it secondhand from eBay or Facebook Marketplace will get you the best deals, and I would recommend learning how to jailbreak them so you can know how to install any applications out there. You can find hundreds of videos showing you how to do it on YouTube. As a grown-ass man with little time to play on the couch, having this thing in my pocket or in my car is so handy, whether you're commuting, traveling, or just crashing at home. The Vita's portability makes it perfect for gaming on the go. Despite the fact that Sony stopped making games, the community refuses to let it go, and I hope it's stays that way for a while. Let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite Vita game? And do you think the Vita's time has passed? And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for more gaming content. Your support is always appreciated, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.